Hi families, students are now moving on to estimating their division problems and they also have some subtraction problems, so I want to show you this video to help with homework. So there are three different types of problem that the students are using. The first one I'm going to go over is at the top. It says the number of ants in two anthills outside of Ripley are shown below. Anthill A has 32,325 ants. Anthill B has 6,234 ants. And we would need to figure out which of the following is the best estimate of the difference between the number of ants in these anthills. Students should, every single word problem, start with cubes. The C stands for circling their numbers. The U stands for underlining their questions. The B stands for boxing key terms. In this case, I know that difference tells me to subtract. So students should put whatever operation it is that they're using, they should put that symbol above the keywords. I also know that estimate tells me to round. So students have practiced writing round every time they see estimate. I boxed in my keywords, I can check that off. Now, if I was to eliminate something, I can eliminate the number of ants in two anthills outside of Ripley are shown below. The purpose of eliminating is taking out any information that would confuse the students or mix them up. Now it's time to solve. We're trying to figure out what is the difference between the two anthills, but it also tells us to round or estimate. So students learn to round first. They're going to round 32,325 and 6,234. Now, this problem doesn't tell students exactly what place value to round to, so they should look at the answer choices. When looking at the answer choices, I see that my hundreds, tens, and ones are all 0, so it looks like they probably rounded to the nearest thousands. So I'm going to round both of my answers to the nearest thousands. Students learn that when they round, they underline the place value that they're rounding to. They look next door by drawing an arrow, and they ask themselves, is the digit that has the arrow drawn to it 4 or less, or 5 or more? In this case, I know that 3 is 4 or less, so my underlined digit remains the same. It does not change. This is the symbol that shows that they're rounding. Students also learn that numbers in front of the underlined digit do not change. I just found out that my underlined digit doesn't change, and then everything after the underlined digit turns to 0. Now I'm going to do the same thing and round the second number to the nearest thousands. I'm going to underline my 6, which is in my thousands place. Look next door. I see that my 2 is 4 or less, so my 6 does not change. And everything after my underlined digit turns to 0. Now, I just did the first part of estimating. Now I have to actually answer my question and find the difference. I know that difference means subtraction, so I'm going to make sure that I line up my place values. I'm going to put my subtraction. I know that I start from my lowest place value. 0 minus 0 is 0. 0 minus 0 is 0. Again, 0 minus 0 is 0. I'm going to drop down my comma. Now when I get to my thousands place, I know that I cannot subtract 2 minus 6. So I'm going to go to my 10,000s and take 1 away. I know that my 3 becomes a 2 and I carry 10 over. I already had 2 here, so I know that 10 plus 2 is 12. And now 12 minus 6 is 6. I bring down my 2 in my 10,000s place and I'm subtracting it from nothing, so it's 2. So my answer here is 26,000 ants if I was to estimate. The next problem